In this lecture, let's try to understand what are map types in NestJS and when do we use them. Map types are related to DTOs and they are used to organize DTOs in a better way. To understand map types, let's go ahead and let's create one more controller method inside this users controller, and I'm going to call this controller method as update user, and this controller method will handle any patch request which is going to come to this user controller. And since this method is going to handle patch requests, we are also going to decorate it with @patch decorator. Now, in order to use this patch decorator, we also need to import it from nestjs/common. Okay. Now, as we have learned, patch request is used to partially update a resource. So in this case, this patch request handler method, it is partially going to update the user object. Now, when I say this is partially going to update the user object, that means that when we are going to make a patch request, with the patch request, we are going to send some request body. And in that request body, we are not going to pass the complete user object. Instead, we will only pass those properties which we actually want to update for the user. For example, if I go to Postman, let's say I want to send a patch request. So let me open a new tab here. Okay, and let's copy this URL. Let me paste it here. So we are going to make a patch request to this URL, to root URL/users. And to select the patch request from this dropdown, we can select the patch request. Now, when we are going to send this patch request, with this request, we also need to send request body. And in the request body, we are going to send a user object because using the patch request, we want to update a user. So we will send that user object. But in this user object, we will only send those properties whose value we actually want to update. So for example, let's say I don't want to update name and ID, so we don't need to pass these properties in that object. Let's say I also don't want to update the gender, so we don't need to pass that property as well. Here, let's say I only want to update the email and is married. I want to update this is married to true, and let's say I want to update the email to john1@gmail.com. So here you see, we are not passing the complete user object. We are only passing those properties in the request body which we actually want to update. Okay. Now, when we are going to make a patch request with this type of object, where we are not going to have all the properties of the user object, in that case, for this update user, first of all, we are going to read the request body. And to read the request body, again, we are going to use this body decorator. And for now, let's simply call it as body. Okay, now here we also need to specify a DTO. Here we cannot use this create user DTO because if you see in this create user DTO class, except this gender property, all other properties are mandatory. That means if we use this create user DTO, let me actually go ahead and let me use it here. So if I use this create user DTO, in that case, we will have to pass all the mandatory properties of this create user DTO. But when making this request, we are not going to pass the complete user object. We are only going to specify those properties which we actually want to update. So this object here, it will not match this create user DTO, and because of that, it will throw an error. Okay, so here, if I go ahead and if I try to log the body, for that I'll say console.log, and let's go ahead and let's log body. Let me save the changes here, and let's try to make a patch request. So we are going to make a patch request to this URL, and that patch request will be handled by this controller method, right? So let me make that request, and when I make that request, you see we have these error messages. So we are not passing a value for the name property, that's why we have this error, and name should not be empty, name should be a string value. So as you can see, we are getting these errors because here for the body we have specified the type as create user DTO, and in the create user DTO these fields are mandatory. If we don't specify a value for these fields, then we are going to get an error. So we cannot use this DTO in case of this patch request. Then the other option will be to create another DTO for patch request. So here inside this DTO folder, let's go ahead and let's create a new file, and I'm going to call it update user DTO. And again, here we are going to create and export a class. Let's call it update user DTO. And inside this update user DTO, I am going to copy all these properties and I'm going to paste it there. Okay, then we also need to import these things. So again, I'm going to copy the import statement as well from here, and let's paste it at the top. Okay, so all those errors are gone. And now what we have to do is we have to make all these properties optional, because during the patch request, we don't know which properties we might want to change, we might want to update. So to avoid any errors, what we will do is we will decorate all these properties with this is optional decorator. So basically, we are going to make all these properties optional. And for making a property optional, we also need to use this question mark after that. And this is optional decorator. It is going to validate that property. Okay, so let's do the same thing for all other required fields. So here also I'm going to use is optional. For gender, it is already there. For email, let's go ahead and let's use is optional. And let's make this property optional by adding a question mark. And let's do the same thing for is married. And let's also make this property optional. Okay, let's save this file. And now we are going to use this update user DTO as a type for this body. So instead of create user DTO, now we are going to use update user DTO. And to use this update user DTO inside this user controller, we also need to import it from this file. All right, with this, let's save the changes. Let's go to Postman. And now let's try to update the user. And we are making a patch request here. And we want to update these two properties. So we are going to send email and is married in the request body. If I send this request, you see we don't have any error. So the request went through. Now we also don't see any response because from this method, we are not returning any response, but we are logging the body. So let's go to the terminal, and there you will see that the update user DTO has been logged, where we are getting this email and is married. So whatever we had in the request body, that has been logged here. But here we have a problem. So in this update user DTO, we are repeating the same code which we have in the create user DTO. The only difference is for all these properties, we have also added this is optional. That is the only difference. Other than that, the properties are same, and on that, the validation is also same. So here, we are basically violating the dry principle, which means do not repeat yourself. Here, we are repeating almost the same code from the create user DTO. And this is not a good programming practice. And to avoid this problem, we can simply use mapped types. If you go to NestJS documentation, there you can also see the documentation for map types. Now, what this map type does is it lets you inherit a specific DTO and import only partially some parts of that particular DTO. And there are different methods available using which we can partially import. So for example, we have this partial method for partially importing the properties. We have pick, we have omit. We can also create intersections and compositions. And in this whole course, we are going to use this map types a lot whenever we are going to create a new DTO. And there we will see the use of all these different methods. In this lecture, we are going to talk about this partial method for partially importing the properties from a specific DTO. So if you want to learn more about the map types, you can go through this documentation. Now, in order to use map types in our NestJS application, first of all, we need to import a package. For that, I am going to open VS Code built-in terminal. Let me clear everything here. And here we are going to install mapped types package. So for that, let's say npm install, and the package name is nestjs slash mapped types. Let's press enter. And this should install map types for this project. Okay, so map types has been installed. Let's quickly verify that by going to package.json file. And there you can see map types package has been installed. All right, let me also close this file here, and let's also close main.ts. Now let's go to update user DTO, and from there we are going to remove all these properties which we copied from create user DTO class. Okay, and we also don't need this import here, so let's also remove that. Now what we need to do is, first we need to import partial type from map types, and we are also going to import the create user DTO, using which we are going to create the update user DTO. So let's also go ahead and let's import create user DTO from this file. Okay, now the next thing is we are going to extend this update user DTO. For that we are going to use this extends keyword, and what we are going to extend here, we are going to extend the create user DTO, but we are going to extend it in a particular way. So what we are going to do is we are going to extend this partial type. Okay, and to that partial type we are going to pass this create user DTO. So we are not going to directly extend this create user DTO here. We are going to use this partial type, and to that we are going to pass this create user DTO. Now what it will do is it will take all the properties of create user DTO and it will add it to this update user DTO class. Also, it will maintain all the validations which we have added on the properties of create user DTO. So the same validation will also be added to each of the properties of this update user DTO, which it is going to take from create user DTO. And finally, it will also make each property of this update user DTO as optional. So all these things will happen by simply extending this create user DTO using PartialType. Okay, so again, when we use this syntax here, what it is going to do is it is going to take all the properties of this create user DTO and it is going to add it for this update user DTO. It is also going to take all the validations of each property and add it here. And it is also going to make all the properties of this update user DTO as optional. And this is what we were trying to achieve by creating a new DTO for updating the user, right? And this perfectly follows try principle also. And later, if you add a new property in your create user DTO class, you will not have to add that new property explicitly to this update user DTO. Since it is extending this create user DTO, that property will also be available for this update user DTO. Okay. So this is an example of creating a partial type using mapped types. In the same way, we can also create intersections, compositions, etc. using map types. And we will see how we can do that in the future lectures of this course. But with this, let me save this file. Let's go to usercontroller.ts, and here we have already set this body to update user DTO, and instead of calling it body, let's simply call it as user, because we know that in the request body we are going to receive a user object, a partial user object. So that user object will only contain those properties which we want to update. And from here, let's also return a text response, and here let's simply say user updated successfully. Okay, let's save the changes. Let's go to Postman, and with this, everything should be working as it was working earlier. So if I make the request again, there should not be any issues, and in the response, we are getting this user updated successfully response. So I hope now you understand what is map types. What map types does is, it lets us inherit a specific DTO and import only partially some parts of that particular DTO. So this is what map type is. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.